All right, ATT, this is Mr. Johnson working on part 1C of our Unit 1 review packet. Starts off with slope. I have some formulas there for slope as well as some formulas for point slope in the slope-intercept form, just written off to the side to help us out. So number one asks us to find slope between the 2 points. I always like to label our x1, y1 and x2, y2. And from there, I just am going to follow my change in y over change in x formula here. So that gives me 9 minus 2 over 8 minus 15, 7 over negative 7, which gives me a slope of negative 1. You can also write that as negative 1 over 1 to help you with graphing, down 1, right 1, etc. Letter B, same idea here. We've got our x1, y1, x2, and y2. Negative 4 minus negative 2 over negative 1 minus 7. That becomes negative 4 plus 2 over negative 1 minus 7, or negative 2 over negative 8, which simplifies to a positive 1 over 4. Number 2 asks us for the equation of a line. It says we can use point slope form or slope intercept form. So here you have to make a decision. What's going to be easier? I've got 2 points, so I know I've got the point of point slope form. I just need to find a slope. So that one doesn't seem too hard. Slope intercept form, I actually have neither of those parts right now. So I'd have to find the slope and then solve for the y-intercept. So that seems like it might take a little bit more work. So I'm going to do point slope form. First thing, regardless, is that I need to find my slope. So that is going to be 7 minus negative 1 over 2 minus negative 2. Gives me 7 plus 1 over 2 plus 2, or slope of 8 over 4, aka 2 over 1. So I have my slope now. In point slope form, we know we have y minus our y value equals our slope times x minus our x value. So I'm just going to put these pieces in. Slope is 2, goes right there. And then I can choose either point here. If I choose our green point, be y minus negative 1, that's y plus 1, and x minus negative 2 is x plus 2. Had I chosen the other point, we'd have y minus 7 equals our slope of 2, and then x minus 2. So either of those would be correct answers. If you went the slope-intercept route, we could take one of these and simplify it into slope-intercept form. That'd be doing more work than you have to, of course. Or you could think of it as, I know my equation is slope times x plus some value, some y-intercept. We call that b for now. And then you could substitute an xy into your equation. So maybe we would grab 2 comma 7, put the 7 in for y, put the 2 in for x, and solve for b here, which would give us 3, and then we could write our equation as y equals 2x plus 3. So that would be another way. A little bit more work than using point slope form in this case. Number 3 asks about a lemonade stand selling lemonade for $4 per cup, cookies for $2 per cookie. At the end of the first day, they had $20 in sales. Let x equal the number of lemonade cups and y be the number of cookies. Our equation here is $4 per lemonade. Well, that's 4x plus $2 per cookie, 2y, gives us total sales of $20. So we've got our equation. This is in standard form. All right, so I can't really see the slope. I can't see any intercept easily right now. It's not in point slope form or anything like that. To find the x-intercept, we know that is when y equals 0. So I know my answer is already going to be something comma 0. And to find the y-intercept later, that is when x equals 0. So I know that answer is going to be 0 comma something, right? Our x-intercept occurs when our graph crosses the x-axis. Our y-intercept occurs when our graph crosses the y-axis. All right, so let's solve for these. In letter B, we want y to be 0, so I'm going to write 4x plus 2 times 0 equals 20. That gives me 4x equals 20, or x equals 5. That tells me my point is 5 comma 0. What is the real world meaning of this? Well, if x is the number of lemonade cups, they sold 5 lemonade cups. So if they sold 5 lemonade cups, so 5 lemonades, and y value is 0, 0 cookies, they can make $20. All right, that's telling me if there were 0 cookies sold, it would have to be 5 lemonade cups if they were going to make $20. Conversely, we've got the y-intercept here. So this time I'm going to put 0 in for x. 4 times 0 plus 2y equals 20. 2y equals 20. That means y equals 10. There's my answer there. I'll pop that in. And this would be if they sold 0 lemonades, so 0 for x, and 10 cookies, 10 for y, they could make $20 as well. So these are possible combinations that give them this $20 profit. There are other points on there that could lead to $20, but these are the 2 intercept points. So let's find the slope. This can be done 2 ways. You can take 2 points that you know are on line and find the slope between them. So that's what I'll do. I'll probably work between 5, 0 and 0, 10 and find the slope. You could also take that equation, 4x plus 2y equals 20, and put this into slope-intercept form. If you do that, you'll eventually see that slope in front of the x value. Easiest way, though, is probably finding the slope between the 2 points. So we would go with 10 minus 0 over 0 minus 5. 10 over negative 5 gives us a slope of negative 2, or negative 2 over 1, if you prefer to write it over 1. Had you taken this equation, 4x plus 2y equals 20, and tried to put it into slope-intercept form, we would subtract 4x from both sides, then divide everything by 2, and we get y equals negative 2x plus 10, and there's your slope again, right in front of x as negative 2. All right, we are on to number 4. Here's our function, f of x is equal to x minus 2 quantity squared. We need to find the slope of the segment from x equals 0 to x equals 5. All right, so method 1 says use the equation to find the 2 points. All right, so we really want to know is like, what's f of 0 and what's f of 5? So if we put 0 in to our function, that's 0 minus 2 squared, which is negative 2 squared. That gives us 4. So that tells me the point 0, comma 4 is on my graph. And when x is 5, 5 minus 2 squared gives us 3 squared, or 9. That tells me the point 5, comma 9 is on my graph. Well, now I've got 2 points right here. I can simply find the slope between the 2 of them. I'm going to do that off to the right over here. Let's go x1, y1, x2, y2. 9 minus 4 over 5 minus 0 gives me a slope of 5 over 5, or 1. You could also write that as 1 over 1 if you would like. All right, now let's verify that that slope matches if I were to use the graph and find the 2 points in slope. So we want between x equals 0, which is somewhere on here, and x equals 5, which should be over here. So let's see where that happens. At x equals 0, it looks like y is 4. Okay, that matches. And 5 comma 9 when x is 5 is y9. That looks like that matches. So if I were to draw the line in between them, now let's find the slope. We're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a slope of 5 over 5, or 1. So absolutely, that matches with our graph. So that's a good way to verify that you found the correct slope using the 2 points or by looking at the graph. Hope that helps, and that's it.